Revolutionary greetings, comrades. It's the 25th of May 2022. We commemorate Africa Day. On this day, 1963, African leaders came together to launch the organization. Years later, it was changed to African Union, AU. Today is the day that we commemorate this day. When the OAU was established in 1963, many countries in Africa were under colonialism and apartheid, were engaged in the struggle for national liberation. Those new countries that were liberated came together to agree on a common agenda of building unity within the African continent, agreed to wage a struggle as a collective against colonialism and apartheid. It was meant to build unity within the African people. It laid the foundation at the time that Africa will become one nation, that we're going to end the divisions amongst ourselves as Africans, and review the borders that were created by the colonialists when they came to colonize us in Africa. It was then expected that post-liberation, all of us were going to benefit from the resources of Africa in our different countries. It was never expected that Africans would move from one country to the other looking for greener pastures. We do have resources in all the countries, and resources are enough in all our countries in Africa to take care of the people, or for the people to benefit from those resources, to an extent that we never expected that anyone will be called an economic migrant in another African country, because it was never expected that people will be migrating for economic reasons. But because post-liberation, we never placed the economy of Africa, or never transformed the commanding heights of the economy to place it in the hands of society as a whole. The political leadership that established the government, they simply became economic managers for our former colonialists, whom were defeated. In some cases, were to negotiate for freedom. That is political freedom. In various videos, we've dealt with focusing on West and Central Africa, on the French influence in a number of African countries. And in the former British colonies, they still control the economy. Of course, working with the political leadership in our different countries. As we commemorate this Africa Day, we must ask ourselves, what must we do to ensure that we place the commanding heights of the economy in the hands of society as a whole, so that all of us as Africans will benefit from the resources that we have in Africa? We are a rich continent. We are not a poor continent. We are a continent that does not need aid. We are a continent that needs to take charge of its own destiny. We are a continent that needs to manage its resources. We do not need aid from anyone. But because the political leadership is rooting together with our former colonizers, they planned our resources. Man is being taken out of this continent. Our minerals are being taken out of this continent. Our agricultural products are being taken out of this continent. Our timber has been taken out of this continent. For instance, in Zimbabwe, we produce cotton. We plow actually produce cotton. As soon as we harvest the cotton, we ship our trucks rush to the nearest port to take it as a raw product outside the continent. So these resources that we have, they are enough for all of us as Africans. But what we need to do as we commemorate this day is to begin to review what it means to be political independent without economic freedom. This is why, as the Zimbabwe Communist Party, we are saying we must complete the liberation of Zimbabwe. But we cannot complete the liberation of Zimbabwe only. We need to complete the liberation of the entire continent. This is a struggle that we must wage. During the struggle for national liberation movements came together, military wings, to wage a struggle against colonialism and apartheid. And we know what is currently happening because they are simply looting the majority of them across the continent. It is this day that we must use to reflect on the left movement on the African continent. We always talk about building Africa left. But what have we done to build Africa left? Because it is our sincere belief that if we build Africa left, as led by communist parties, workers' parties, trade unions, progressive trade unions for that matter, we will be able to control our own resources and place the entire economy in the hands of the African people. So it is important that we must build Africa left. We are facing numerous challenges around this question of building Africa left. We must come up with a program of action towards this goal, because it is clear that the former liberation movements will not deliver economic freedom to the African people. On this day, political leaders, they will be reading speeches celebrating victory over colonialism. But we all know that we do not control the economy. So how do we climb on a mountain and proclaim that we are free when we have Africans today who are drowning in seas trying to go to Europe and North America? When we have Africans who are crossing crocodile-infested rivers trying to get to the next country for economic reasons. We cannot say we are free. We are not. So as we commemorate this day, it is important to note that we have work to do. And we can only celebrate when we have completed the liberation of Africa. And we can only proclaim that we have completed the liberation of Africa when we have placed the entire economy of Africa in the hands of Africans. Let us work together in building the Africa left, in building our economies in Africa, in completing the liberation of Africa. Otherwise, comrades, we wish you a great day on this anniversary. Amandla.